Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at a new ship that was released in 4.2.1. This is the RSI Meteor. This ship was just released today in the patch. It's a new medium fighter that all of us are so excited to get our hands on to test here. So let's go ahead and get right to it. As you can tell from the outside of this ship, this is very similar to the already known existing ship, the RSI Mantis. This is just a modified version of that ship, of the chassis carried over to the medium fighter that this became. So we take a look inside this ship. We have two size 5 weapons. They're ballistic cannons, and those can be seen out here in front of the ship. Those are the big giant guns here at the front, and then we have 4 weapons here. They're size 3s. This ship just has a lot of guns for a medium fighter. They classified this, and I'm kind of surprised it's not a heavy fighter. Looking at all the specs on here, I'm just shocked that it's a medium fighter. But yeah, this is 2 size 5, so it's got 240 rounds. I'm sorry, I shot this earlier, but this must be 240 for each gun. When I was testing the ammo, make sure that this was stable and it actually worked. But let's go ahead and look at the rest of the ship here. Get out of the seat. So when we walk in here, you have a bed on the right side. If you're coming in from the elevator, it could be your left side here. You walk in, sure. Below the bed, you got yourself a personal storage box. This has 450k worth of storage. You can put some stuff in here, which is pretty reasonable. So it's a good ship if you wanted to park it outside somewhere to bed log for the day. You can definitely do that. The components, I think, are right here. It's a big door, so I'm assume. This here, so we have... This can't be right, so maybe the rest of the components are spread out, but it's got 2 size 1 shield generators. I see one here currently in the placements. It has 2 size 1 coolers. It's got a single size 1 power plant, which I can see is, I believe it's this guy right here. This is supposed to be the quantum jump, I believe. And here's the fuse box. You can put 2 fuses in here. One is kind of sideways. So I didn't know that was a new feature. It's not. It's supposed to be straight. It's just bugged at the moment. Where's the rest of the components at? So let's figure that out. So, oh, fire extinguisher. So we got fire extinguisher right here, right next to the pilot seat, which is going to be on the right-hand side, which is very cool. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I think it's radar. It could be radar. I don't recognize that components. Here's another shield generator. Okay, so can access 2 in here. See if there's any other doors. That's a toilet. Okay, here's the 2 coolers. And these are also size 1s. Trying to find any other doors open. That's an empty slot. This appears to be... I don't know what this is supposed to be. It doesn't have a kitchen sink, so it's not a kitchen. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Let's see, is there anything else over here? No. I believe that's everything you can access from the component side. So what's weird is that just nothing really is really labeled for you. So for example, like when I close this door here, so you have RSI, they manufacture a logo, but there's not really anything else to label for me specifically, like in other ships like the Mariah Guardian ships, how the components are somewhat more labeled here, and this is just kind of Just gotta have to know what the components look like, so I'm not really a big fan of that. It'd been nice to have something kind of labeled on the outside. Bathroom, empty. The same with these here too. I wouldn't have actually known that these were little components. It just says RSI again. And this doesn't tell me anything, so not really a big fan of that. Kind of want to know like where everything is and labeled somewhat. I like labeling, so that's that. It's cooler. But yeah, that's everything you can access in here for the components. And this thing also has some missiles you can't see from in here. I'm gonna go back to the pilot seat to look at that. One more thing I'm gonna note is that I do actually like the lighting that they did here for the interior of the ship. This does kind of show some detailing of the consolidated Outland manufacturer, just a little bit, just because of the shapes. That's all, little triangles. Let me go back here. Let me find those missiles. Okay, so we got 4 size 2 missiles. And we have 4 size 4 missiles, or maybe those are torpedoes. I think that's like on the borderline next year to torpedoes. I think torpedoes start at size 5s, I think. They might be just really big missiles. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, big missiles. And you got some more missiles here. So you have a total 8 here just for standard loadout. One more thing I actually forgot before I move on. See if I can open this. There's supposed to be a table here. And it is not coming up. Well, this is elevator. Huh, interesting. There's supposed to be a table here we can put like weapons in, but this is not opening up for me. Okay, let's try something else here. Wait, what does this do? Bingo. So you can put a size 2 weapon here. Any rifle will do. It looks like, I don't think you can put a sniper here, but you can put, well, maybe you can actually put a sniper. There's some snipers, I believe, that maybe will fit. Pistol here. You can put another pistol or med tool, med gun, multi-tool in there. This is another storage box. So that can fit. Yeah. Reasonable amount of space. So you have 2 of those. That's cool. That's it. I don't see another weapons rack anywhere else, or an armor storage besides just the little storage boxes, you know, the one here and the one underneath the bed right here for your personal storage. I don't think I saw anything else up here. Nope, that's about it. I do like the cool design of this thing just raised up from the ground. That is really cool. I like that a lot. I hope to see that in more ships they do that. That is very cool. I like that. I like that touch of detail. Very, very cool. So let's go ahead. And yeah, let's go shoot some ships. Go shoot some ships and yeah, test this out. Oh, one more thing. Hydrogen fuel, quantum fuel, minor thing to touch up on about that is I believe this is supposed to have quantum fuel. I think it's at 1.2 or 1.1 quantum fuel, so you got a decent amount of fuel. Hydrogen, you're looking at, I believe it is 28 for SCU on fuel. And I think that's it for the fuel. But yeah, no, I covered everything else in here in the interior. So let's go ahead and move on into, yeah, shooting some ships here. Okay, that was quick. Okay, time to try maybe medium risk. Okay, I'm gonna try one last time with the HRT rating contracts. This time I'm gonna try something a little different here and just launch missiles at the thing. And it's a Cutlass Black. This is the easiest ones out of the HRTs. Okay, let's try the size 4 real quick. That not lock in? Okay, let me try size 2s. Okay. So missiles are not working apparently. Try it here. Yeah, I'm not gonna lock on. Okay. Dogfight it is. So, to conclude my thoughts on this, this is definitely one of those ships. I probably should speed up 1 second. So it's a really, really fast, quick ship. I do like that, you know, the max speed is set here for quantum mode is 1,404. I can't think of any other ship that can go that. Well, actually, no. The P-72 and the P-52, those are racing ships, though. That's different. No, wait. Actually, they don't have quantum mode. Well, anyways, there's like a really fast mode for the ship to go on quantum speed. This ship, I feel like, is a glass cannon. This cannot take that much hits when I'm trying to do these contracts. Like, if I am getting tag teamed in a dogfight with some of these HRT like contracts, you know, especially towards, you know, bigger ships, you know, for like anything Valkyrie or any other gunships like the Redeemer or anything like that, or the Corsair, it's just not going to be a fun time. You're going to be going in and out of that fight, back and forth as interdictor. It's basically a tag back and forth in that fight if you can manage to get out of there alive. I haven't been able to do that successfully with this ship, and I feel like when you go in here, like, you're probably going to use this more for maybe HRT contracts if you can win that fight like I just did. Most of the time when I was trying to do these, I was going against a group of like gunships or extra fighter support, so I was getting killed instantly. In this glass cannons medium fighter, so it does have big guns. It does. So if you're just going in and out of that fight, with this ship with the weapons that it has, you can do that. And as long as the almost said torpedo, but the size 4 missile and the other size 2 missiles are working, you should be able to do just fine in the HRT contracts. Fortunately, I wasn't able to do that in my test since they were bugging out and I couldn't get that lock on the just last contract that I was completing. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting ship. I like the look of it. I do think it needs a little bit more HP to the body of the ship, something to help improve the longevity to last just a little bit longer in a fight. Even if that's just like 20% or 15% more extra HP for the ship for the fight, I think that'd be very much appreciated to make this last just a little bit longer for this ship. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts of this ship. It's very cool looking, and it's got big guns. It's got a decent amount of weaponry. It's just you're gonna need to be very, very careful in the fights to make sure to get in and out when you're using this ship, to not stick around for the fight. It's not meant to be in the fight long term. It's meant to get in and get out, I feel like, for this ship when you're going in and out. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment below.